Not by Good evening, good evening. Hello, 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 good people. It's Miss Shirley, the OG Gardener, Cleveland, Ohio, Zone 6B. How are you this evening? And for all the ones who's watching the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for stopping by this evening. I'm glad that you had the chance to take out the time to come by and say hi to this old lady. Hey, Joshua, Gabriel, how are you? Hello, Psalms 146. I know you be in the bushes cooking, you know and hit that like button and show me that you like me just a little bit. And also hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified of any new videos I might put up. And I hope you get a chance to enjoy it. Hey, Serena, I got your email. It's all ready to go. I just hadn't gotten to the post office yet, so I put it out for the mailman to pick up tomorrow. Your seeds, your echinacea, and I threw a little extra something in there for you too. I hope you like it. Hey, Deborah Garrett, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. Yes, indeedy. Where I've seen her other pillow. Oh, put this behind my back. Ah, when you get old, you're sitting on a cushion. You got a cushion in your back. You got a cushion everywhere. You put everything intact. Let me see if I can get y'all a little closer to me. I like to see who I'm looking at when I'm in here. Tigsy, what's up, baby? How you feeling? Yeah. Hey, let me tell you, drugs do it for you. Even when you don't feel good or look good, they have a tendency of changing things. And since I can't drink alcohol, I put my ginger beer in a little fancy glass, so I feel like I'm getting something more than what I should be. I'm drinking some of that ginger beer because for some reason medicine's messing with my stomach today, and that seems to calm it down. Hey, Cheryl, Norris, how are you? Whew, this one is strong. I tried different brands. And that Fever Few, like, I don't like that taste. And the other one I like, they were out of. So this is the Mexican Goya. Woo, it got a bite to it. Yes, indeed. It says hello in 4 different languages. Hey, Bammy, how you feeling, sweetie? Are you feeling better? Is that Bailey's Blossom? Okay. Thank you for coming in. Yes, gardening. Okay, well, thank you. I don't know if you've been in here before. Have you? Your name doesn't seem familiar, but welcome. Thank you to coming into the garden community, and thank you for coming into my life. Ooh, let me tell you, this ginger beer got a little kick to it. What is this? Oh, Jamaican style. I'm sorry, I thought it was Mexican, non-alcoholic. Yeah, it got a bite to it. Got my lips burning, like black pepper been sprinkled on my lips and it stuck to it. All righty. Well, as long as it do the trick, I don't care what it tastes like. Actually, oh, as long as it calm my stomach down. Here today, it got up to 52 degrees. Wasn't bad outside. The wind was high though. The wind was pretty high out there today. I stuck my head outside the door and I came right on back in here. Because last time, oh, much, much better. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, because last time I stuck my head out on a nice day like that, I ended up in the hospital with pneumonia. So I'm kind of being selective on what days I need to go out. But I eased out here yesterday for a hot minute, though. My neighbor took me, so I like going with him. My girlfriend's called, and I told him, shoot, one got her arm in a sling, and the other one is older than me. And I was like, all right, I need a man to bring these bags up all these stairs. So I went with him, and he did exactly that. All I had to do was come in the house and unlock the door. He brought all the bags up all them stairs for me. So it was the right choice. I catch my girlfriends on the rebound. Next week, we're supposed to have a couple of days up in 75 degree, but then it's a couple of days later, it's going to drop down to 32. in the daytime and 29 at night. So yeah, this weather's crazy. My heat just kicked on now because uh, it's getting cooler. It says forecast for tomorrow rain. Yeah, that's why I'm achy from my other joints. I can feel the weather when it changes before it change. You know, our bodies is like thermometers. They can kind of test the air and what have you, the moisture, what have you, and let you know if the rain is on its way. Especially people who have arthritis, whether it's osteo, rheumatoid, bursitis, or any of that, anything that deals with the nerves and joints and stuff. The barometric pressure and the water in your body, it lets you know that this weather is crazy. Yeah. We got wildfires all around us. We need some right. Oh, damn it. All right. I hope you're going to be okay. Oh, wow. And there's a lot of trees on your property. Good Lord. Oh, everybody, let's pray for the safety for Bama and them. Oh, my goodness. That's horrible. Long as I know, Mike, but I appreciate it because I need the money, honey. So if you don't mind watching them, you know how they say, go get a snack, get you something to drink, and then by the time you come back, it's off. This weather is off the chain. Can't make up his mind. Mother Nature is going through some things. She going, she menopausal. Cassandra South Fulton, girlfriend. Ooh, how are you? How are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Yeah, this weather's crazy. Like I said, it was like 32 degrees out there yesterday. You bundled up. Then it turned out to be 52 today. They talk about rain, and then the temperature is going to shoot up in the 70s and then back down in the 30s and 29 at night. That's freezing. And it's scaring me because I peeked at some of my trees and they're starting to bud, especially my fruit trees, my peach trees, and my apple trees and stuff. Oh, it's scary. Hey, homesteader Rachel, thank you for stopping in. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it kind of scares me. And I got tulips and daffodils in the front yard trying to push up. I heated up pot pie. Yeah, yeah, that's what you got to do, Mike. Yeah, just before the live started, I ran in there and I got me a fancy glass and I got my ginger beer in it because I can't drink any alcohol yet. So, you know, I say you got to fake it till you make it. Yeah, bam it. They got them ass popping in a little bit too much. Yeah. So yeah, everybody's saying they got prayers going out for you, Bam, it and your family for your safety in this time with all these fires and stuff going on. Whew. Got that. This is my first time trying this one. This ginger beer ain't no joke. This bad boy is tough, and I got it on ice. Whew. I could taste like a peppery thing in the back of my throat. Tixie said those trees will be good, Michelle. I hope so. Because last year in April, we had two snowstorms in April. We had two blizzards. One week, and by the time they thawed off, they was okay for that first one. But that second one came, knocked pretty much all my blossoms off. And I only got a handful of fruit. Really not even a handful. What's up, broke my internet, son? Yep. So ooh, this ginger beer got my lips burning. Literally, I think like like I didn't just pour hot sauce on. I think it's the pepper flavor in there. It's talking to me though. So it ought to not whatever was ever upset my stomach, it should settle it real soon. Uh, thank you all for taking time out of your day to come in. And my question to you guys is, whew, how long does each harvest last? Whether you're picking it fresh, frozen, dehydrating it, yeah, it is a good strong one, canning, or freeze dry. You know, I watch a lot of you guys who are in the warmer climates and you're already pulling up your spring stuff because it's starting to bolt because the weather is heating up and you're starting to put in summer stuff. But I see you let some of your stuff go to seed as well so that y'all can collect the seeds off of certain stuff. But when you have so much stuff that you have at the last minute, I know you can't eat everything. Growing what I eat, and I hear a lot of you guys, you know, seen some of you taking your produce in the kitchen and washing it and chopping it up and put it in your freezer. But then in some cases, I hear your freezers are full and you have no more room to put stuff in. Dehydrating, you can kind of get away with a little more with Marlar bags and, you know, putting them in mason jars and what have you. But actually, how much do you eat out of your garden every day? Do you go out and cook from your garden every day? I still have sweet potatoes and kusha from last year. Right. So, since you have leftovers from the year before and you haven't touched it and you're growing new stuff, how much room you got to put all this stuff? Tixie said, we are freezing and dehydrating it. Okay. Because I know a lot of y'all had storms that was unexpected where people were out of electricity for almost 2 weeks to a month. And they lost everything in their freezers. And they had more than one freezers and they lost everything. Excuse me. So, how are you dealing with that? I mean, how much do you actually eat out of your garden fresh on a daily basis? Nursery, I transplanted my apple, oh, and Navajo thornless blackberry bushes yesterday and took a cutting off my security cat plant and transplanted between them. I dumped soil from 2 pots in the bed today. Okay, so you was out there getting it. All right. Mike said last summer I ate near daily, inside weekly. Okay. Now I know you do a lot of hydroponics, so you get a chance to eat a lot of your lettuce and tomatoes and peppers and stuff out of your arrow garden. Now, Mike, I noticed something the other day. I was watching your video with your peppers. Not seeing some of your peppers had bottom end rot. How do you correct that in a hydroponics? Do you add something? Do you add calcium or something to the water to help bring up the pH in your peppers, or what? We try to eat harvest food every week or every 2 days. Okay. But how much of that is fresh? I mean, how much in the garden, other than maybe lettuce and tomatoes and maybe a cucumber here and there? Is there other stuff in your garden that you eat fresh on a daily? I know when I'm working out in my garden and that stuff is starting to ripen, I eat a lot in the garden. I'm never hungry when I come out of it. Guig said, might not have much room to go in the freezers, but this whiskey barrel belly will hold a good bit. I like it fresh out the garden. Okay, it's too cute. Hey, Cece, what's up, baby? How are you? I eat all my veggies and fruits except what I share with mom. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Excuse me, y'all. This pepper that opened up my nose. I ain't kidding. This stuff is hot. Whew, my lips are still burning. This Jamaican, this stuff ain't no joke. I wish I could put a shot of something else in here. Today I also dropped mustard seeds and marigold seeds. Yesterday I spilled daikon radish seeds because, oh, okay. I didn't know the envelope was facing down and only ended up planting four seeds. Yeah, that can happen. I've done that a couple of times thinking the top was closed and I had extra seeds and I had stuff popping up. I'd be like, what is that? Yeah. I have a section in the yard where I've had envelopes and there's all kinds of seeds in the bottom of it. I have no idea what these seeds are. Some seeds you recognize the size of them. And then you say, I'm just throwing them all in there. They make it, they make it. They don't, they don't. Mike said, I pulled the plants, washed the roots. Now the peppers are fine. Okay. All right. I'm wondering how that worked. Hey, Miss J.K. Gardner. Hey, my Renaissance grandma. What's up? What's up? What's up? Glad to see y'all made it in the house today. I needed to clean the system. Salts and stuff build up and it can't uptake water. Okay. All right. But see, you know what to do, though. See, this is like they said, this ain't your first ride at the rodeo. So You have an idea on how to prevent it and change it and clean it up. Tixie said we only growing brassicas right now. Okay, because the weather's still cool enough. Ways to reseal them so that they wouldn't. Yeah, we would wish that for a whole lot of things, Serena, but it is what it is. You just grow it and keep it moving. Now, Tixie, I can see once I finish taking all this medication, this is Jamaican, as sharp as it is. Throw a shot of rum or two off in that. See how that tastes then. Whoa, chat just jumped. Yeah. Oh yeah, so eating fresh because I know when I was went out in the garden during the middle when it started stuff started really popping. I pulled the plant. Oh, okay, you saw that. I grabbed a stalk off the celery. I grabbed a few cherry tomatoes. I might have grabbed a bell pepper, and if there's some blueberries out there, I grab them, or raspberries, I grab them, or blueberries, I grab some of them. And literally, when I leave out the garden, I'm not hungry anymore. I still ate the peppers though. It was just a blemish on the surface I cut off. Oh yeah, I understand that. You don't waste no food now. It wasn't like the whole plant was shot. Yeah, I ain't mad at you. I understand. Yeah, Tixie, I'm gonna try it when I get off all this medication. It's still gonna be a while. I'll just be dreaming. Oh, didn't put pot in your pot pies, did you? Did you, Mike? Did you, Mike? Oh, yeah. Mystery seeds, the seeds at the bottom of the bag. Yeah, I do that. I find a corner where they won't bother anybody. Sometimes you might have flower seeds mixed with, some veggie seeds. And as like they said, like T Knox say, you don't need labels for everything. If you pay attention to what your plants look like, you'll know what they are once they start coming up. And you either leave them there, let them blend in with everything else, or what? What CC say? Yeah, a sexy Jamaican and rum sounds good to me too. I know that's right. If I ever do that on one of my lives, I'll let you know. Ah, yeah. So when I'm in my garden, I like to walk through and see what's starting to ripen up and start tasting, taste testing food, so to speak, especially your cherry tomato vines, they can get pretty heavy, pretty full real quick. And they always seem to start ripening from the middle to the outer sides. And I'll be trying to reach in the middle to get the ripest ones, the juiciest ones. You know how you wipe it on your shirt, pop it in your mouth because you haven't sprayed anything on your veggies and you can eat it like that. That's right, Cheryl. Tell me, hit that like button and show me that you like it. Just a little bit, which we greatly appreciate it. And y'all say hello to Dolores. She got my girl back in here. Yeah, drop. Let's see if Nightbot is working for us tonight. Exclamation mark MSOG to drop your channels. You're gonna have two, but only if you have a permit. Okay, we don't worry about if it's legal or not, Serena. That's a whole different channel regarding that. Okay, thank you very much. Move on. So yeah, I like to eat out of my garden, and I like to take my granddaughter if she comes over with the baby, and the baby will be 2 in July, so I can get her and she can be out in the garden with Nana. I even got her a little stroller with a hood over it so she can stay out the sun. I got her a little hat and baby garden tools and stuff. Look at there! Woohoo! Look at Brooke! Woohoo! All right. Broke farmer slang, and it shows it. Hey, thank you, D. My IT. Thank you, D. My IT. Thank you, D. My IT. All right. Yes, ground cherries, all the berries, grapes, and garden snap. And you know what, CC? This year's my first year growing ground cherries. Broke sent them to me a while back, but I never planted them. So I pulled them out and I got it. CC, I got your okra. I'm getting ready to drop that too. I'm getting ready. I got a bunch of pots and bottles and stuff. And it's not too late for us to try some winter growing, put stuff outside. and see what I can get started. Oh, hey Darth, ate a few asparagus yesterday. Yeah. Who was I watching that was eating asparagus? Oh shoot, maybe it might have been Asia Yellow Door. Yeah, she was breaking them off and getting them. Yeah, I love fresh asparagus. Oh, they so fresh, and when you bite into them, they nutty. If it's really good asparagus, they got a nutty taste to them, and they just absolutely delicious raw. Oh, I meant to say hi, Dark. Hi, Dark. Well, I'm seeing it in the answer. Hey, Dark, how are you? Thank you for stopping in this evening. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm ready to start some stuff. I'm getting my containers together. I got my duct tape. I got my magic marker. I just haven't got myself together. Annie done disappeared again. I don't know where she's at. I checked the hallway. I checked my room. She disappears every now and then, but she normally comes out and eating something. I think she'd have knocked something over her. I got to go back through the house again. She's done this before, so I'm trying not to get too overwhelmed. She's missing. Once you plant some ground cherries, you have them for life. Yeah, I hear that. Because once they hit the ground, you don't always get all of them. And yeah, that's a possibility. I'm worried my garlic did. We had cold, then a week warm. They came up, then ton of snow, did again. Yeah, all the garlic I planted in my green stock didn't make it because I had that frost cover on it. We had a lot of rain and they didn't get any of it. They dried out. So that's all right. I got a bunch of seeds. So I've seen everybody else's green stocks, what they put in there. And I got cilantro and I got, uh, what is that? All kinds of herbs and stuff to put in it. So I want to put maybe a row of strawberries down around the bottom. I want to dig them up out of the yard and put them there. Then start just going up the sides, and doing that beets and what have you that I can fit in there. So I'm excited. I'm ready to clean it out, add some blood meal, bone meal, pump it up, and ready to drop some seeds. Nothing be eating asparagus out of the garden, whether you cook it or eat it raw. Yeah, yep, I love asparagus. Yeah, I found out my granddaughter, she eats just about anything. My great granddaughter, the baby, she eats pretty much anything we eat. She's been exposed to everything. She loves avocado. She likes squishing it in her finger and then pushing it in her hand like that. I love when she grabs stuff, she pushes it in her hand and then she pull it all like that. She like pushing it all. Yeah. Oh, I love watching her eat. And she pretty much eats everything. And when I bring her fresh strawberries out of my garden and fresh blueberries, she hums. I bought a big batch of strawberries over there, and they were smaller for the little fat hands. And I washed them and I put them on her high chair tray. And she looked at me and smiled. And she grabbed it, she put it in her mouth, and and then I put some blueberries on there. She's like, so she's exposed to all kinds of fruits and vegetables, and she likes salmon. Oh my goodness, I've never seen a baby who loves salmon like she does. Ooh, hopefully, Cheryl, my wife brought like 30 heads of garlic. I planted. All right. Hey, girl, dad, cooking up deliciousness. How are you, sweetie? How are you? Yeah, when you was doing them apple pancakes, I was like, oh, that's right up my alley right there. Some bacon and stuff. Yeah, but I can sit there and eat like that all day long. I got to put together my green stock and plant strawberries in it. What? Dog, you got one and you ain't put it together? Man, I couldn't get mine out the back box fast enough. Yeah, and by planting so late in the season, we got a lot of cold snaps early, so stuff grew. And I got a chance to eat off of some of it, but then that snow came in, that the extreme cold. We had a lot of extreme cold this past year, so yeah. But this year, oh, it sounds like Donkey Kong. Yeah, I'm finna load that bad boy up and get happy with it. Yeah, I got some candy roasted squash. I think I got that from Hands in the Dirt. I got a lot of seeds and stuff that I want to try. I want to try four of everything. The seeds, no more than four. And if all four grow germinate, I'm gonna keep two and give two away. So my sister said she want to start our garden back. Yes, my grandbaby called fish chicken. See, they don't know, but they eat it though, and they enjoy it. Yeah, hopefully between the mustard, marigolds, and basil. I won't have any pests. Yeah, I want to do that too. I found out lavender too. I'm planting lavender all around the outside, along with garlic and onions, and marigolds. I'm trying to confuse everything over there, everything but me, you know, because these bugs are getting out of hand. I did pretty good for bugs last year. I didn't have any problems with the vine boar squash because the deer ate all my squash, so it never got to flourishing. So I never worried about that. But the aphids at the later on in the year, when just before it started getting cool, they reared their ugly heads and they was popping up everywhere. So yeah, everything tastes like chicken. Yeah. Miss J.K. Gardner said, I restarted my hydroponic system so I could start other spring seeds like herbs and experimenting with okra and sorrel seed, wondering if it will jumpstart them. Yeah, I got some Jamaican sorrel that I was watching CC and ready to plant that. I want to do that too. I want to get all of that out this year. Yeah, I want to try to see what I can grow. I'm just happy that, let me put it to you like this. Everybody has their own level of excitement. Last year, gardening for me was quite painful because of my knee, and my back was giving me issues too. This year, my knee is still giving me issues in the healing process. But then once it gets to where I want it to be, I will feel so much more enthusiastic about gardening because I could do things that I couldn't do last year because of the pain and the suffering I was going through. So hopefully this suffering I'm going through now will not be too much longer. But I'm still happy that I can still get a chance to drop seeds inside and see what I can get going so that when the weather becomes conducive for me to take stuff from inside outside, or direct sowing as they speak, as they say, while I have other seedlings already started, that I will constantly have food growing at all times. Because my grandmother used to drop seeds and then 2 weeks later she dropped them again. So just as one flush, of your garden coming to fruition, the other one is gradually moving in and taking up the space and will be coming up. So every 2 weeks my grandmother was dropping seeds. And like you said, she didn't have labels on anything. We knew what seeds looked like. Most people nowadays can tell a watermelon seed, whether it's white or whether it's black and speckled. They know it's a watermelon seed. A lot of people can tell greens, the brassicas. They normally little tiny seeds, and the mustard seeds, little tiny seeds. Sometimes you can't tell the squash, from your cantaloupe, but they're normally a bigger seed. And then once it grows and comes up and you see the leaves, you're pretty much like, oh, I know what that is. Might not know the variety, but you know what plant it is. It might be a cucumber. Okay. So certain seeds you get to learn to recognize. Just like when marigolds come up, you know what a marigold look like. You'd be like, oh, okay. Even though you might have forgot that you planted it there. That's a marigold. You get to learn stuff. So, once you tune yourself into your yard and what plant leaves look like, you know what it is. I sprinkle seeds in my window boxes, and sometimes I have no idea what seeds I sprinkle until they start coming up. And I was like, oh shoot, that's geranium, or if it's a bulb by myself, that might be a gladiola or a tulip. Once they start coming up, you pretty much know what they are. Hands in the dirt. Was your ears burning when you got your black depot? I was talking about having seeds coming up like every 2 weeks and dropping stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah, your aunts and them didn't come out this year to pick the greens. I seen you out there hauling all them greens. That was a lot of greens. Now, hands in the dirt. My question is, how much of that do you eat fresh out of your garden on a daily basis, or can, or freeze dry, or preserve in some kind of way? They need to do that. Plant every 2 weeks. Yeah. And if every 2 weeks is too much for you, every week, you know, every other week, however you want your garden to produce, and how fast or how much you can keep up with it. Who did I request economic? You got them from me, Serena, and I dropped the your envelope in the mail today. I actually did that today. You got them from me, and I put a little extra something, other seeds in there for you too. Yeah, they do. Bama, they have so many crosses now. It's a little hard to and but you know what though? They also, I've heard a lot of people complain lately about putting the wrong seeds in packets. They buy a seed packet of okra seeds and squash grows, and they was like, that's not what the package say. They packaging some stuff so fast till they don't even know what's in there, and they don't care. You bought some seeds, you paid for them, they sent you some, whether it's the ones you want or not. Only flower seeds I know is marigolds, sunflowers, and calendula. Okay, all right. Um, what else was I was thinking of? Oh man, I like all kinds of flowers. I have the hibiscus, the echinacea, the lavender, the nasturtiums, Shasta daisies. I have a large variety. I just planted last fall some red bee balm that I've been wanting for a long time. They had purple, and I didn't want purple. I wanted red, and I finally got that. And my poppy zin, zinnias. That's the only one I was thinking of. Marigolds and zinnias was very popular. Yeah. Pollinators love zinnias. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes, zinnias and blue flowers too. Yeah, and I have all different kinds of flowers in my window boxes because I have my hummingbirds. They love them. They like the nectar in them. And I have buddleias in the backyard, huge buddleia plants, better known as butterfly plant. Hen says I just picked another 13-gallon bag yesterday. My wife wasn't happy. We are freezing half and giving the other half away. We are currently eating greens and they are I know they are. They look delicious. Yeah, I was looking at all the trash bags of greens she has. So, oh, I need one of them bags. Yeah, for basil flowers. Yeah, and they like what I grew for the first time last year and they were all over it. Ah, oh man, it'll come to me. But anyway, um, my neighbor has honeysuckle growing across the top of the fence of the yard between her yard and mine, and where the lot sat, and there be bees all over it. Early in the morning, I can't work super early in the morning in my garden because the bees be over there so tough. They so loud you can hear them humming. My lavender in the front yard, you got to walk around it. There's be so many bees around that lavender. They're so loud you can hear them before you see them. So certain plants, bees really take to. Are you referring specifically to bees going crazy for basil flowers? Some basil, not all basil. Okay, Renee, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for stopping in this evening. I'll be looking forward to my aquarium tonight to help rock me to sleep. I love the sound of water in an aquarium. Just the sound of water, period, is just nice. Hey, 70 plus gardener, how are you? Okay, Renee, I was watching you earlier today with your chickens. So, in regards to how often do you eat out of your garden? Do you eat out your garden every day? Or do you freeze dry or can or preserve or dehydrate your produce in your yard? Because in your garden, because you can only store but so much. Cheryl said, this will be my first time growing flowers around my garden. If I remember, I might be stepping all on them. Well, put little sticks here and there and let you know you don't step in there. Ah, the bees love, okay, your African blue basil. Okay. I like to hear Urban say it. She doesn't say basil, she said basil. Yeah. I gave my aunt Xenia seeds. She grew them and returned flowers to me. Yeah. Yeah. Make bouquets or just let them go to seed and just give you some more seeds back. My echinacea, boy, it's gone bananas. I got so many seeds, I be giving them away. I eat out of my garden daily. Okay. We vacuum seal our greens and use them later as needed. I still have some from last year. Right. Right. Because you can't eat everything and you don't want to eat it all day, every day. You get tired of it. I don't care how good it is. You got to give yourself a break in between. Change it up a little bit. I eat a lot of salads during the summer months. I eat light. Yeah. You can eat salads all day. Casey, I don't do a lot of storing because I'm more apt to not eating what I store and eat fresh. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you're being truthful about it. That way you're not wasting it. But do you dehydrate any of it? Put it in mylar bags, dry it out? I know a lot of people say they dry out stuff and they use them in the smoothies. Like who's that? Black's Tropical Homestead. She was saying in regards to how that they got the freeze dry, so they freeze dry a lot of stuff, and then they sprinkle greens like a seasoning over their food. So you could just add it as a seasoning, or you can add it to smoothies. There's so many ways that you could use it. So that if you have a freeze dryer, that's a big difference in regards to preserving food and storing it for long periods of time. Just add a little water to it and poof, it's back to what it was. Forgiveness, the fragrance, the violet shark sheds on the heel that has crushed it. Okay. Every time I have some wild Russian sage that grows in the backyard. And every time I walk past it and brush it, the fragrance of it is amazing. Only the herbs, Miss OG, that I use for teas. Okay. All right. Do you dry out your peppers and use them as well? I know that's what I want to do. I want to dehydrate a lot of my. I love the taste of bell peppers. Oh my gosh, I love the taste of bell peppers, and I will put it in everything. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I would love the peppers. Cause I grow all kinds of peppers. Yeah, the sweet, the hot, the long, the short. I like was that one pepper I was growing that it was so huge and I could stuff it and eat it raw with cream cheese and stuff. Ooh, excuse me. I gotta put my leg up. Oh, it's talking to me and I'm like, oh, my foot is swelling. Ah, gee. Yeah, my leg today has been bothering me. It hadn't ah bothered me yesterday. Yesterday I had physical therapy. Today is talking a whole different story. I may have to get a freeze dry for my birthday. It's coming to that at this point. Yeah, freeze drying seems to be the thing, but they are expensive. Even though they have a what they call it a layaway plan, it's still expensive. She'll say I would have to get out of retirement, work two jobs, hustle on the side to buy a freeze. I know, girl. I'd rather pay for a cruise than buy a freeze dryer. Those things ain't cheap. So man, any Silverados ass, they need to give you one. I would take it. Believe me, I like the way I like to haul stuff, Mike. I would love a Silverado. Oh, give me a truck, please. I'd be at Poblano. Thank you, CCC. You knew what I was talking about. Yeah, stuff that bad boy with some cream cheese in there. Oh, and eat it. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I mean, I had one that was like literally this tall and about this round. It was like the first one on there. And I was like, whoa. And I missed it because the leaves were so big. And I went to pull it, bend the plant forward to get some leaves behind it. And I hit something. I said, what is this? And I moved the leaves back. I was like, OMG. I couldn't wait to pop that back. And I was mad because I didn't take a picture of it to fill it and bring it in. Han said, can't wait to make more pickles this year. Only have 7 quarts left in last year. Everyone needs to bring my jars back so I can reuse it. Yeah, tell them if they want some more pickles, bring your jars back. They probably use them jars for something else. Guy said you can almost go on 2 cruises for the price of a freeze dry. I know that's right. Yeah, you catch them out of season. Yeah, you're almost three for like they said, 2 to 5 days. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yes, indeed. Them freeze dryers ain't cheap. They started to come down a little bit in price, but when they initially came out, I was like, I'd rather buy a car than buy a freeze dryer. I was like, jeez. Hey, Bayou Sugar, Sugar Shack. I enjoy you so much. Oh, listening in the bushes, heading to work. Girl, you be careful out there. You finna get them 312s. Ooh. Yeah, Go right ahead. Been there, done that. All right. Oh wow, the chat just jumped. The Amish repurpose wood and window panes to build drying containers for dehydrating vegetables and then use them in the winter during peak harvest season. Every dehydrator is being used daily. Oh yeah, yeah, they know how to work it. Pickled carrots are awesome. I like anything pickled. Oh, CC got you got four of them going. Okay, I ain't mad at you. Yep. So I was like, I know. I can't wait to really get outside and play in the dirt. I'm like the kids, I'm ready to get out there and get my hand, get some dirt up under my nails. I got all my nail files and buffers and stuff right here. So when I come in and wash my hands, I can sit here watching TV or whatever and dig dirt out from underneath them. Mm. I told them to bring my jars back. Nobody brought them back. Of course, when you have those pickle jars and stuff, those balls jars, they can do a lot of things. Okay, they can cover up. You can drink out of them. You can store more stuff in them. Yeah, yeah, and they know they ain't cheap, so they add up. So yeah, you might not never see them jars again. But I tell them you're not getting any more until you bring my jars back. So if you don't bring the jars back, oh well. Yeah, yeah, I got cases and cases of ball jars in there. I call myself gonna do some canning and stuff. I have yet to do it, but I got the jars. If I ever, yeah, drinking glad girl, please. I love those in the summertime. Fill them up full of ice and put lemonade in them and put a straw and keep it moving. They make nice for margaritas too. About 3 inches tall. Time to take out of the seed starting tray, I think. Yeah, if they about 3 or 4 inches tall, it's time to up pot them. Bama said you have to get them to bring their own jars. Well, sometimes when you make a stuff, you don't ask for jars at that particular time. You just go ahead on and make that batch up. But I let them know they would never get another one unless they bring my jars back. Yeah, well, I had to got a few back, but I need all mine. Yeah, I understand. A few back. Yeah, so and those few would be the only ones that would get a second set. The rest of them would never get it. If they call and say, you ain't give me no pickles this year, I'd be like, did you bring my jar back? The jar, that ain't free. I gave you the product in there free. Could have been nice stuff to wash my jar out and give it back. Like right now, I got some plastic containers. I used a little hot sudsy water, some bleach. Some of my friends bought me food to eat, and they say, you ain't got to cook tonight. I got something hot. And it was hot too. It was good and hot. And so I finished eating it, and I washed everything, and I put, get the people back their containers. I put them back in the same bag they brought me the food in. You know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They love them. I use mine for right now for all my cuttings. I'm starting to see some little bitty slits come up on my sweet potato, and I got my elderberry cuttings in them, and yeah, I put all kinds of cuttings and stuff in my jars in the windowsill in the kitchen. My windowsill in the kitchen is loaded with all kinds of jars, all kinds of stuff. Bring one to get one. There you go, Bammy. Yeah, you bring me my jar back and you can have a jar. Yeah. Hey, Veggie Farmer, how are you? I love Veggie's yard. Veggie got me buying all kinds of arches and stuff to put in the yard. Excuse me. When she go through hers, I say, "Oh yeah, I like that. I like that setup." Got me going on Amazon trying to find stuff, and that's what I like about our garden community. We get ideas from one another. It's not always the same old, same old. It's stuff that you're trying to figure out how to add to your garden or supplement something. And I was like, oh, I like that. That's cool. Okay, that'll work. I could see me working that and making it easier for me to reach in to pick certain vegetables or for the weight. Certain vegetables, they start off light, but as the fruit ripens, it gets heavy. and it will bend it. Like I don't use tomato cages for tomatoes because they never sturdy enough for them. I rather use rebar, sink, cut off maybe about two of the rings from the bottom of the rebar, but leave the stems on them and push them down in the ground, and then take a pole and anchor it. I never have to pick my tomato plants off the ground. That rebar is strong enough to take the weight of however tomatoes grow on it. And if you keep thinning the branches out as you go, yeah, yeah, getting all the suckers and stuff off of there. It really oh, gotta go. See you all later. Okay, Tigsy. Thanks for stopping by this evening. All right. Take care. I'll see you and somebody on Tampa's or somebody's show tonight. Old dog. Is old dog coming on tonight? I hadn't seen him pop up in the chat. You know, sometimes he be working and sometimes he's off. Hey, Sammy Joe, how are you? Are you staying warm where you at, Sammy? Yes, indeed. So yeah, so Veggie, it's a good question to you. Do you eat out of your garden on a daily basis when it, starts to flourish, or do you do a lot of freeze drying or dehydrating or canning? How do you store all your extra food that you get in your garden? I actually call my friends to come over. I give them a bag. We walk over to the garden. Everybody don't like everything, and I said, "What do you like? Can I have a few of these?" Especially on the tomatoes. When they start ripening up, take as many of them cherry tomatoes as you want. I cherry tomatoes is the only vegetable I know folks say, I don't want any more of those. I got enough of those. Because once you start picking them, they just keep coming and coming and coming. I had cherry tomatoes. It was snow on the ground. I still had cherry tomatoes on the tomato plant. I hadn't pulled it up yet. I left it just to see how long them daggone things was going to keep producing. They do. You like to dehydrate and freeze. Okay. All right. Because I know people fill up their freezer. And during the summer months, you don't really eat collard greens and okra that much during the summer months. You normally eat them during the cooler part of the year towards the fall and winter months. And then too, I could be wrong, like in the summertime, people eat gumbo and all kinds of mixed soups and stuffs, corn on with whatever, Sunday dinner. It's not a super hot day. They still might get in that kitchen and decide they want to cook big. So yeah, yeah. Um, a neighbor upstairs, he's from Louisiana. And I didn't know that when I first met him. And he's of European nature, and found out he liked Cajun food. He eat everything but chitlins and mac and cheese and string beans, but he eat everything else. And every now and then he'll come down and knock on the door and he say, compliments to the chef. I love him. He's so crazy. Oh, who collards year round? Yeah, I love collard greens. It don't make no difference if it's hot or cold or in between. My sweet potatoes are taking their little sweet time growing slits. I know they are slow, but drag 6 weeks is a long time. I did the water and soil weight. Patience. Yeah, yeah. Plants grow when they ready, not when you ready. That's why gardening will teach you patience whether you have it or not, because you can't force it to grow any faster. So either you wait till it produces what it needs to, or you go to the nurseries and big box stores and pay that big box price for one little slit. So, or next year or earlier, start another set of sweet potatoes so that you will have another set of slits for the fall. That's up to you. That's why they say gardening will teach you to be patient. Gardening will teach you to plan better in regards to certain times of the year when you plant stuff. A lot of people are learning to try to plant earlier or later after the vine borer squash, yeah, the vine borer to keep from eating up their squash and stuff. So they still having problems with it, but they still working at it to get it out some kind of way. Oh, look at there. Thank you, Big
Well,
Rooster.
thank
Big
you.
Woo.
Money in the chat.
Big
Money.
Roo.
Well,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Money in the chat. Money in the chat. Money in the chat. Money in the chat. 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 Woohoo!
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Rooster. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Backyard garden. Flo. I didn't see you easing there. I see people saying hello to you. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Yeah, I stopped past Big Rooster last night while he was bowling. And then I left him and I went over to K Renee and watched the aquarium and put myself to sleep after I took my medicine. So yeah, during the evening months, later in the day, I started to wind down. I used to be able to stay up and talk to Georgia Peach Nut and Sister with Soil. Sometimes I just listen to them. I'll turn them on and I'll roll over just to give them the watch time hours. But I can't hang like I used to because once this medication kick in, all I want to do is get comfortable and go to sleep. But I do try to stop in, watch all you folks who are cooking and gardening and doing crafting, making blankets or jackets or t-shirts or whatever. We got so many talented people in our community till it's just so much, to watch. And sometimes it's not enough hours in the day to watch everybody. So when I can't sleep in the middle of the night, if I wake up, I'll sit and watch everybody's videos and hit that like button. But a lot of times I'm watching on the big screen and I hit that like button. It's just that you can't comment when you watch it on the big screen on your TV, and you got to find them on your phone or on your computer to put in a comment. Hey, in the background, but I wish mine would slow down. Dang, things growing like they trying to feed a million people. Yeah. Okay, D, not a problem. Yeah. All right, Big Rooster. Be careful out there on the road. You're in the bike or the car. All right, hands in the dirt. Thank you for stopping through. I really appreciate that. I do, I do, I do. And thanks for the tips. Oh, freeze dry. I mean, packing up your greens and stuff, and having all that extra goodness because they do look delicious, though. Oh, I love greens out the garden because when they cook down fast and they so sweet. They are tender stems and oh my! I like to cut up the stems in my greens though, as they say that my grandmother called it pot liquor. Yep, and she would take some cornbread and some buttermilk with that pot liquor and sit there. I grew up around old Southern folks, and I have so many old Southern ways. Born and raised in the city, but I got a lot of old country ways, and I love the country cooking, the atmosphere, the friendliness of what they call it Southern hospitality. I do enjoy that. And I try to share it with friends and family, and they enjoy it too. So, yeah, but my grandmother, it's not a whole lot I don't like to eat because Granny fixed everything and everything tasted so well seasoned. It tastes good. It was kind of hard to say you don't like this, that, and the third. And when you tell somebody you didn't like some of my grandmother's house, we all look at you like Scooby Doo and go, like, what's wrong with you? you know, you eat or you starve. See, back in the day, our parents weren't no short order cooks. Whatever they put in front of you, you ate or you didn't eat at all. Oh, sorry, I can't individually speak, but type in, yeah, yeah. She's my backup there. That's good eating, right, Miss? You got that good. You know what I'm talking about. You know about that good old cooking. Yep, yep. So drop that line. Hit that exclamation mark MSOG. Drop your channel. Is that Sylvia? Because that chat just jumped. Hey Sylvia, how are you, darling? How you feeling? Oh, yep, he dropped it in. There you go. Growing what I eat. Hey Jigs, how you feeling? You all right now? Are you back to yourself yet? Oh, okay, you listen. That's all right. I'm glad. Make sure you hit that like button and show me that you like just a little bit. That's all right. The garden hoe. That's all right. You here. You made it. We ain't gone nowhere yet. Not quite an hour. So, yeah, we here. So I was just asking everybody in regards to how do they feel about how often do they eat out of their garden? Do they eat out of their garden every single day? Or do they freeze dry or can or dehydrate? How do you preserve your food, especially when it's all start ripening up at the same time? You know, if you got your tomatoes is just about filled up, you got cabbage that's they got heads on them, you got broccoli that's got heads on them, or even if you already didn't cut off the broccoli heads and they got all these little side shoots, or you got Brussels sprouts that need to be picked. All of this stuff starts ripening up at the same time, and that's a lot of work that you have to wash all that stuff. Make sure you got all them bugs off. You know, we don't use that pesticides and insecticides, not that other stuff, but that's a lot of work to go in there and fill up the sink and wash it more than once or twice to make sure you got all the bugs out of it. You picking your greens, trying to make sure ain't no bugs down at the bottom where the stem meets, you know, the base and all that stuff. They would tell you to hush your mouth. I know that's right. Uh-huh. Oh, my grandmother, she was good for that. She'd be like, child, hush your mouth. Stop your stuff. I eat out my garden every day. Okay. Mhm. But see, you only eat but a small portion out of your garden. That's still a lot of food, though. You know, even if you make a nice salad with cucumbers and tomatoes and lettuce and your bunching onions or whatever, or whether red onions, whatever you put in your salad and stuff. That's just that one little salad. What about all the other stuff that's in your garden? Because after a while, once all that starts ripening up, you got to do something with the rest of that. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to can and freeze dry some groceries. One of my fruit trees coming through. Yeah, see, you got fruit trees too. Mm-hmm. Yep. I try to get out there and grab all my peaches and stuff on my trees for the deer and the raccoons and the squirrels get to them. I'm eating the cabbage that I grew last year, and as I'm watching, ain't nothing wrong with that. Bet it was delicious too. Hmm. Good night. Sorry, in the bushes in the garden. That's all right. You handle do what you need to do, LGGJ. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. You might need both your hands to get out there and get busy. You know, when you get in your garden and you busy, you get into a zone. You've already did an assessment of the yard. You know what you want to get done before you have to go in the house. And you hope you don't have any extra distractions. You know, sometimes you might put your ear pods in and listen to some music, or might be talking to someone as you're working, but you got a rhythm. Like I said, you're in a whole different mindset than when you're inside your house. You know, when you're in your garden, you're trying to plant stuff, you're trying to make sure the soil level is up to a certain degree in your beds. You might have to add some amendments. You need to pull some weeds. You might need to water something. You might need to put up some stakes or put down some landscaper fabric or move some buckets or spread out some mulch. I mean, it can be a million and one things that you need to do while you in your garden. I eat from my garden every day and give it to the family and put it in the freezer. Yeah, that's how you do it until your freezer's full, and then you start giving it away or to your friends and neighbors and family because you done ran out of room. But you know, when you're in your garden, you're in your own little world. I had a neighbor walk up on me and he didn't want to touch me because he's I didn't even see him, and he took a stick and tapped me on my shoulder, and like to jumped out of my skin. He said, "You was gone." I was dancing. I was dancing in the garden. I had my music on, and I was doing something. I was just going to town. I was planting some stuff and patting the soil down. And I didn't even see him, but it's just funny. He was just wondering what I was planting in my yard this year. Psalm says the only thing I was able to preserve from my garden had been peppers in the freezer and tea items such as mint or lemon balm. Ooh, that I dried. Everything else gets eaten right away, especially okra. Yeah, that's a sharp sign up there next to you. Oh yeah, you like that? Like, share, subscribe, and show me that you like it. Just a little bit. Will be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Yeah, so when you in your garden, you're in your safe zone. You feel like You can pray, you can cry. If you're got to make a big decision on a purchase, whether it's a new car or repairs or a house and repairs, you can clear your thoughts and hear yourself think when you're in your garden. Because no one knows what you're doing and how you're dealing with it but you out in that garden. Sylvia said, I'm eating lettuce every day, even though I don't have tomatoes or cucumbers yet. I use the lettuce with onion, olive oil, vinegar, sprinkle of cheese. It's good. Yeah, because it's fresh. It means a lot for people to just drop by for support, even if you can't stay. Yes, yes, and I appreciate that because, like I said, people got lives. Just because I'm retired, other folks might have families. They might have worked today. They ready to come home, take their shoes off, and just sit back. Don't even want to, type in because once you type in and say hello, everybody's gonna say hello back at you. You just want to kind of listen and kind of get through the rest of your evening. Yeah, sometimes you just need a break. Um, Serena said, I wrap my green stock in a tarp during freezing weather, and the rosemary, thyme, and sage survive. That's nice. That's a good job. This is I haven't had mine a year yet, so thank you. That's something for me to keep in mind when I go to the Dollar Tree to buy some tarps and stuff that I can make over to help even over the frost cover. That might be extra protection, that extra little buffer in between. Thank you, Serena. That's a good idea. Nice suggestion. I might just try that. Thank you so much for that. Uh, but yeah, you're in the garden, you know, like when my best friend passed last year, she had cancer and it came out of remission and it took her out in less than 30 days after it came out. And I went in my garden and I think I pulled every weed and felt like I added some weeds and was pulling them out just to clear my mind. I've known her since I was 13 and I'm a couple of years older than she is. And that hurt. That really hurt. And I got in the garden and I was able to just exert myself until I had no more energy, until I felt better. LGG said, you can't tell no lie, Miss Shirley, setting up all my beds, still cold here, 30 degrees, but few 50s here and there. Nose running, so time to go in. Yeah, it was 52 to here today. It's down to 50 now and cloudy, but like I said, I'm still getting over pneumonia, so I wasn't trying. Even though I've been going out, I've been wearing a mask, and I'm a little congested now, so I'm just trying to get myself back, my body back in order. It's got to heal. When you get older, it takes a little longer for stuff to fall back into place. Everything just, don't work like in your 20s and 30s anymore. It take a little longer. Once you start passing certain age numbers, you don't bounce back. You kind of lay there. So I'm laying right now. I'm not bouncing anywhere. So I'm trying to take the doctor's advice and my PT advice. And, you know, it's like, Rome wouldn't build a day. I still got to deal with this blood clot. They're not giving me any blood thinners for it. They said where it's located at, it's not dangerous. They don't think any of it's going to break up and travel to my lungs, but it kind of hampers my recovery. So I'm just taking one day at a time. That's all I can do. I'm with you on that. I had family to sneak up on me while I was listening to music, sitting in the garden, startled me half to death. Then being nosy, wanting to know what I was growing. They got eyes, can't they see? We said, wow, we got up to 80 today. Oh, man, we won't see 80 till what, June, July? Oh, yeah. Jesus, may your friend rest in peace, Miss Shirley. That pain is deep. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, money in the chat.
Why,
Thank
thank
you, Sammy
you.
Joe.
Money in the chat. Money in the chat. Money in the chat. Money in the chat. Chat, 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 chat.
Woohoo! Thank you so much. I appreciate. Thank you so much, Sammy Joe. I appreciate you. What's that green thing? Is that it? Oh yeah, it's my towel for my ice pack when I put it on my leg. Yeah, clover water thins the blood, but that's just it. My blood's not thick, but they said it came after the trauma to the leg from the surgery. So they said my blood's not thick. That's why they didn't give me the blood thinners. They just said where the blood clot is in the calf of my leg. I can feel it sometimes. Sometimes I feel like it's trying to push its way out. And I'm just like, really? Come on. Sylvia said it's down to 74. Our lows are now in the 60s and 70s at night. Ugh, I wish. It didn't drop down to 49. Now I'm looking on my computer and cloudy. Let's see what they got for the weather for us tomorrow. All right. Tonight. Oh, this is not us. We not in those 70s. 60s. Oh no, we wish. This ain't my city. It's 49 degrees right now. Uh, I looked at it earlier, but all right. I don't know what's wrong with this, but anyway. I know tonight is supposed to drop. It's 49 degrees now. It's supposed to drop down to 32. Tomorrow's supposed to get up to 50 again and then drop down to 32. Then next week, sometime it's supposed to get up in the 70s and then a couple of days later drop down to the 40s during the day and then 32 to 29 at night. So they wonder why the cases of what happened to spring. Oh, it pimped this way on in and out. It don't like us. Beaches always makes my heart smile. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it don't like us. We get 2 weeks of spring and then it's summertime. The rain has started in 7B, so I'm catching rainwater like crazy. Okay, all my rain barrels are still full from when the snow. I actually had my rain barrels and my super juice. I was losing a lot of super juice because when all that snow came, it melted and it raised the level in my rain barrels. So I got a whole new batch of stuff to take out from, I've been cooking a lot lately. So I got carrot stems and onions and celery and all kinds of stuff that I've got saved up to take out. I got spent bananas and apples and other little stuff I didn't get to. So I got enough to start a whole new batch of super juice. I woke up to snow this morning. Breaks my heart. Yeah, I woke up to snow the other day. Odom, there you go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's schizophrenic and bipolar. Odom, Odom, are you on tonight? Are you showing up with a show? Because I wasn't sure if you working or not tonight because I didn't see you earlier. Oh, that toned down though. The initially drinking that ginger beer, my lips was on fire. It still got that bite to it, I'm drinking number black pepper. Ginger ain't no joke. You bite into a fresh piece of ginger, it'll open up your sinuses from last year. It will clean your system out. Your stomach acting up, I guarantee you. Once it hit rock bottom, mm, you say, no, ma'am. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was watching you out there with your blueberries and stuff, getting them together and planting stuff. I, I, I really enjoy watching all the different ones in our chats that grow because not everybody have a garden, not everybody grows, but watching their yards coming to fruition. We watch Broke showing all his fruit trees and citrus trees with all the blossoms on it. I was watching David. He had this huge tree behind. I think it was a peach tree that was just loaded with blossoms. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And Cece was showing some of her stuff was coming to life, citrus trees and what have you. And it's just, different ones in our community watching their grow zone where their stuff is coming to life, where they're able to direct sow, or they had veggies that from last year is coming back, or herbs, coming back like their lemon balm and seeing their pomegranate trees getting blossoms on them, or their lemon trees, you know, getting blossoms and coming back on them. My Meyer lemon trees are blooming in the basement, and the fragrance is unbelievable. When I walk down in the basement, it's wafting up the steps. It smells so good. So I can see how citrus can attract so many bees when they're outside. I made ginger pop. It's so good. Oh, oh,
Why,
money in the
thank
chat, super chat.
you.
Oh,
Money in the
Bible.
chat, money in the
Get that
chat,
money
money
sign
in the
one
chat, money
more
in the chat, 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 chat. Woohoo!
time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Woo. Thank you so much, Bayou Sugar, in my Sugar Shack. Girl, you was jamming the other night, boy. You had me up. I was like, I couldn't even lay down. I was up doing my little shoulder thing. I was like, I was doing. Every time I see Bammy, he said, "Where your fan at?" And I got it right here. I can't wait till I can get out and start dancing again. I do, I do, I do. I miss being able to move. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But yeah, I can't wait to get out in the garden. I have so many revisions of the yard since I got all those wood chips. I got everybody coming by and saying, "Where did you get those wood chips at?" And I was like, "Chip drop, chip drop." Now that's I was saying for the last 2 weeks, chip drop. And even my landlord came by the other day. He's been taking my trash out for me, taking the trash out to the curb and bringing it back. He's like, "Where you get them chips at?" And I told him, "Chip drop." David, was your ears burning? I was talking about that fruit tree that was behind you that was blooming its little heart out. I think it was a peach tree, but it was absolutely gorgeous. Um, and everybody want to know where he said I might come by and get a bucket full of chips. I said, okay, but those are to help get rid of those weeds and keep my feet dry when I'm out in the yard. Hey, Gina, am I internet dud? How are you, sweetie? How you feeling? I want to come over there and steal her greenhouse and that cherry tree. I love cherries. Oh my goodness, I love cherries. I could sit and just eat cherries off the tree till I can't eat cherries anymore. Everybody got some in their yard I would like to confiscate. I do, I do, I do. Either y'all got a fruit tree or a citrus tree, or it might be the formation of how you got your yard, or it might be the flowers that you got growing in your yard. And that's another thing. I love to see so many men in our chat that admire and love to look at flowers. You know, when I see a man walk over to a flower and put his hand around it and rub his hands over the petals of it and say, "Isn't that pretty?" That just makes my heart smile. Because I know at one time growing up, as they say, men, macho men, they wouldn't say that was pretty. They might say it looks like a nice corsage to put on my wife, or, pin on their jacket for a wedding or something like that. But for the most part, flowers is not normally a man's thing. They always say it's a woman's thing. No, it's not. It's anybody who has an eye for beauty. Just like when kids see OG stand for old girl, not original gangster, old girl. And she she made me forget my thought. But anyway, oh, flowers. Yeah. So I love flowers. And my grandmother always had flowers when I was a little girl. And I would see the bees and stuff buzz around. I used to catch the bees and the butterflies, you know. And at that time, I did not know that flowers was part of gardening, that they were the pollinators that pollinated everything. I just thought that once you drop a seed in the ground, it just grows. I didn't know that it actually got help from the bees or flies or whatever. Yeah, I saw all those fruit trees you got that day, David. You pulled all apart the pomegranate and all the rest of them. Yeah, I did. I saw it. I watch your videos. I don't always comment sometimes because I try to comment. Sometimes it don't work when I hit it. So, but I try to comment. I see it. That's why men grow flowers so we don't have to buy them from the florist anymore. Hey, I ain't mad. If you know how to grow them and make a beautiful bouquet and bring them in and present them in the house, I don't have a problem with it because I have all kinds of stuff. All my flowers have a fragrance. Even I have tulips that has a fragrance. A very good friend of mine, and she's blind, and that's how she knows what certain stuff was growing in my yard. She could tell me if my irises was in bloom, or whether my lilacs was blooming, or whether my peonies was blooming. She could tell you what flower was in bloom from the smell of it. And her husband used to come over Jan, and he was standing in the yard. He said, "Has Helen been over here?" And I was like, "Did you bring her?" And he was like, "No." I said, "Boy, bring her over." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I can smell that lilac all the way in the front from the back." I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "When you bring her, I'll cut off quite a few stems and make her a nice bouquet for you to take home." And I do the same thing with my hydrangeas. I make huge bouquets when they start blooming because there's so many of them. And I just call girlfriends over or their husbands. I said, "Come get a bouquet for your wife." And they come right away because they know I make some gorgeous bouquets, was ever in bloom at the time. And I have big flushes of it. I might throw in a few spears of lavender in there or some other plant in there. And colors make the garden pop. They do. And certain colors attract certain insects. Yellow and red are the most attractive colors for insects. For whether they're butterflies or hummingbirds or whatever, those colors they really like. I miss the fragrance of a magnolia. Oh, granifolia. Yeah, those are nice too. Yeah, my girlfriend got a huge one in her front yard. And it's nice when it blooms. It's just beautiful. And then when the petals start dropping, it seems like it's snowing outside. Yeah, it's nice. So, yeah, I got lavender in front yard. The girl downstairs, she don't like my plants when they start, but I got too many bees. Yeah, well, if it keep your kids out my flowers, I'm good. So I didn't feel bad. I'm sorry. I don't. The little red muffins, they have no training. They're not housebroken. Let me put it like that. So yeah, one day I had friends over for dinner. So I go outside and make my own bouquets. If you ever seen any of my videos on the side of the house, I have red roses and yellow roses and peonies. And if they're all coming in bloom around the same time, I make beautiful bouquets. I used to grow gladiolas for the height. For some reason, I had problems with the groundhogs constantly digging the bulbs up and eating them. That and the raccoons. So I quit growing the gladiolas, but they don't mess with the rest of them. And I make bouquets out of them, and I bring them in the house, and I set a bouquet on the cocktail table in the living room, and then I'll put a nice bouquet on top of the table in the dining room. And I will actually take the more fragrant ones and put a couple of sprigs in the bathroom, like my what is that? Like, oh man, just that quick. Well, the really fragrant ones, my peonies and lilacs. I will make bouquets and put them in the bathroom too. And it's like a natural room deodorizer. So, yeah. So, everybody's saying hello to one another. So, Odom, do you eat out of your garden every day, fresh? Or do you do a lot of dehydrating, canning, freezing? Or if you have a freeze dryer, do you freeze dry? How do you preserve your bounty when it comes into full bloom? How do you keep up with it? Because we've had a lot of people talk about they freeze and um, dry or dehydrate because you can only fill up your freezer but so much. So you constantly had to keep eating out of it to leave room for constantly renewal. Like right now, I know I got a freezer full of cherry tomatoes. I probably need to go in there and clean them out, see which one is the oldest ones, and thaw them out and try to make a tomato sauce out of them as possible if they haven't gotten freezer burn. I got them in freezer tight bags, but that don't stop freezer burn. But then I got one of them things, the freezer thing. So I'm gonna have to start using that more often. But to keep the air out the bags. But yeah, I try to eat out of my garden as much as possible. And I want to try, I've grown broccoli, but I want to try cauliflower, and I want to add Brussels sprouts to that as well in my garden because I do like to eat that. I had steamed broccoli the other day along with my beans and cornbread. It was so good, and rice. My 15 bean soup, I just ate the last of it. Good to last drop. It was, and I gave my neighbor upstairs quite a bit because I that big old pot. I split it, like gave him half, and I had the other half. Oh my God! Ah, hello, hello, Spoon. Oh my God, the spoon with sunshine. Oh, hi, 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 hi. Oh, I miss you guys. I miss you guys. How's my buddy Spoon doing? Oh boy, 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 I miss you guys. I'm so glad to see y'all in the chat tonight. For the ones who don't know Spoon and Sunshine, oh my goodness, you will love them. Oh, I miss you guys. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, nice to see you in the chat tonight. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I know Sunshine, you've been taking care of yourself too, because I know you got your hands full. Oh, miss you guys. I'm not gonna make it to the Soil Family Expo this year. I had right knee replacement, so I'm in recovery right now. So I'll be there, ready to party with y'all next year. Oh, I know I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna be so sad because it's gonna be warm this year. We froze last year, but it's gonna be warm this year, so I'm gonna really miss it. But I'm gonna make up for it next year. Sylvia said freeze, can, dehydrate, and water bath. Oh, I forgot about water bath. Thank you. And I should know about water bath because we was using water bath before canners came out. Because that was the only thing my grandmother used to use because she used to water bath everything. My mom started me eating 15 beans. Oh, okay. Really? You ain't tried that before? Girl, please. I'm so hooked on 15 beans. Yeah, we miss you all too. Glad to see you smile. Yeah, yeah. I told no reason I'm smiling is I got all of this going on right now because my leg, I could feel, I could feel my leg doing this, and I knew then it was starting to swell, so I got it propped up right now. Yeah, it swelled a little bit. So after this live, I'll be going into the kitchen and getting me an ice pack because I feel my knee getting tight. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm glad to see y'all too. I still got my T-shirt. They be like, "Who is Spoon and Sunshine?" That's like good friends of mine. Oh yes, 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 yes. Spoon and Sunshine. Yeah. Yeah, they go way back. We know I known them for a while. They've known me for a while, and it's just I used to love watching them when they grew. They grew some serious brassicas in their garden, boy. I seen their garden. They had a juicy garden. Yeah, the grandpa, was it your parents had a nice garden as well. So yeah, so I mean, it's so many different ways to learn how to preserve your food because to be truthful, a lot of us in this chat has just started. Well, y'all have. I've been gardening all my life, but y'all have just started growing since the pandemic. So a lot of this was new to you guys in regards to how to preserve food because you were just trying to get the basics of growing. Sylvia said she had me getting them when I went to the market shopping, grocery shopping with for her. Yep, 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 yep. Well, my grandma, she had all that though. She had navy beans, pinto beans, you know, split peas and stuff because she used to have that ham bone after Thanksgiving, and she would take that and cook that down and make some split pea soup and all that stuff. So I got into all them soups and stuff with my grandmother. Hey, Natasha by Faith. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. We won't make it to the Soil Family Expo this year either. Spoon has to preach that Sunday. Okay. How's his back doing? Is he feeling better? Yeah. Aaron said he got to preach that Sunday. All right. I ain't mad at him. But yeah, it's just so much that we have learned. Even though I've been gardening all my life, I'm learning new techniques every time I come into this garden community or somebody's chat. Or like I said, like I see something I could basically improve on or new stuff that I added, could add because I always had raised beds. But I didn't know anything about growing in no 5 gallon buckets or 17 gallon or quart, laundry tubs and all these empty trees, empty containers that people had trees in, growing stuff in. I didn't do all that stuff. All I knew was growing in garden beds and flower pots because that's the way I was brought up. So I've learned a lot of new things and a lot of new stuff to add. Anyone here, Florida weaving their tomatoes? Oh, the only ones I've ever seen that was Asia on Yellow Door. I haven't seen anybody else really do the the yellow weaving. Yeah, wait a minute, Roots and Refuge. Yeah, I seen Just do it. Yeah, for their Florida weave, but I haven't seen anybody else really do that. I see them putting in a lot of cattle panels for their peas to climb, and those are what they call Armenian cucumbers, and um, the was the loofah and all that stuff. But I haven't seen too many people doing the Florida weave. Oh, you said the chat is making me hungry. We got a pain stimulator put in, and he's doing much better with that. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I'm glad he's able to function. That was my main concern, to see him up and moving around and function. Oh, I'm addicted to container garden. I love it. Yeah. I've gotten into a lot of 5-gallon pots, buckets, because I found a delicatessen that used to sell, but they still do. They got new owners, so they don't give away the free buckets anymore. I had did a video about that, but there was a free 5-gallon buckets, and I got maybe about 25, 30 of those buckets. And I wasn't using them to the fullest, but now I am. Other than the raised beds, and I'm into grow bags. I've gotten into that now, so I've gotten into a little bit of everything. See you Sunday night, sis. It's me. It's time. I understand, Bammy. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, and I do understand. Like, I got mine here. Like I said, I might be passing out afterwards. I might not see anybody else tonight. I might be listening, but I might not be seeing. So glad you're feeling better, Bammy. You take care of yourself, okay? Have a good evening. Tell Fran I said hello, and Angel. Have a good evening. So yeah, oh, it's almost time for me. I got about 4 more minutes. Yeah, and yeah, and I'm going to say to you guys this evening, I do appreciate all of y'all coming in this evening. I really do, and I hope that y'all enjoy. For the ones who could plant outside, enjoy. As Stacy said, you got some seeds, put them in the dirt. You know, enjoy your evening. And if you got hydroponics, keep on growing. If you're starting seedlings inside, make sure you got them, in some cases, labeled, for the ones who don't recognize their leaves and plants, or don't remember where they planted what. I don't care if a cucumber got a name to it. If it's a cucumber, it's a cucumber. Whether it's pickling or whether it's a straight eight or whatever, it's a cucumber. So I'm gonna eat it regardless. I understand. Oh, have a very blessed rest of your evening. Oh, okay. Sam saying good night. Gina versus Gina saying good evening to everyone. I thank y'all so much for coming in and sticking with me on this Thursday evening. I'm glad to see that a lot of you guys are ready. Yes, Serena, we are wrapping up. Um, that you haven't forgotten what you want to grow this year, the new additions, how you're going to preserve, how you going to enjoy it fresh out of your garden. You're probably even learning new stuff that you're going to plant and new ways to store certain stuff. I still have a few um, squashes that I got from friends from last year, like my spaghetti squash and a couple of acorn squash that are still in good shape. And I didn't eat all my sweet potatoes. I ate one for dinner with my dinner a couple of weeks ago, but I still got more sweet potatoes that I've cured, and I'm going to eat. I'm not going to put these in water. I'm going to actually eat those, and I'm looking forward to enjoying them as well. Sylvia says, yeah, you're welcome, Serena. Sylvia says, have a great evening. Sammy Joe, Odom, everybody, K. Renee, Spoon, Greg, Natasha. Everybody is saying, everyone, to have a good evening. And there's other folks that's got channels going this evening that y'all can all go and check out and see how they feeling. And as I say, you're gonna come back next week. Hey, the garden home. Yes, thank you. Good night, Sammy Joe, Veggie. Show hit that like button, y'all. Make sure you like me just a little bit. And as I always say, enjoy your day. And y'all come back now. Yes.